Okay, good morning, everybody. We've quite a few stocks today, actually, and there was quite a few more, but not a ton of volume on some of them. So we'll just run through what we got here, and then we'll keep an eye out to see which ones are gaining on us as we trade. First, we've got Zyme here going from our range here is about a 122 to 166. So we've got a pretty decent range. It does look like it's broken down a little bit from our area of support, so that's an area to watch. We could end up seeing that 123 support being touched, but time will tell. We got TSHA here, going from lows of about 80 cents to highs of about $1.64 here. So we got quite a bit of range on this one as well. Again, we're kind of through an area of support. We hit resistance. Looks like we're finding most of that up here. Not a lot of volume past that point. And we're currently on the 20, so maybe we see a bounce off the 20 here. FRGT also looking decent. We've got that coming down from 60 cents all the way up to about 97. We are looking like this is going to probably break up from the 200 there. We've got GNS going from lows of $1.14 to highs of $1.54. I'm a little wary about GNS because this has been a multi-day runner here. So, I mean, we might just see it start to fall for no reason, but again, time will tell. PBLA doesn't really have a lot of volume right now or price action, so I'm not sure if we'll touch this or not. We'll have to see on open. And we've got NER kind of the same thing, and then of course we've got NQ open, and this looks like it is bouncing off this 1560 area. If it starts to break down from here, we could see a fairly nasty drop, I would say. Yeah, we haven't seen it come down much lower than that in a while, so we will see. Market should be opening here any second. We got 30 seconds left. TSHA is looking like it's hitting that resistance again. Kind of wary about taking an entry on this right at open, but I guess we'll wait and see what happens. Yeah, I'm back. 150 here. All right, so we see a nice pop here on open. Dasha falling back down. I think we could probably try and risk it. We could have a pretty tight stop on this, I think. If you go for like a 150 entry, I mean, it's kind of hard to say where we're going to end up with it. Maybe 175. And then as far as the stop, yeah, see. Yeah, we would have had a pretty tight stop there. We've got Zyme here, not really doing a whole lot yet. FRGT's down pretty good. GNS did bounce off that 200, so that's an area I'm interested in trying GNS at. We won't know if it's going to hold it on until a little bit later, but we got to try and make a play on it eventually here. So, yeah, about $1.40 would be our entry. We're going to go for, maybe try for $1.60 with it, and we're going to go for I think $1.35 is probably pretty reasonable. So we're going to see about $1.35 for a stop, right below that area of support. If you can get a little bit lower, obviously that's going to work out better for you, but again, kind of hard to say. So GNS. Alright, so let's take a look at Tasha here. Tasha's still coming down a little bit. We got no support at the 5, no support on the 1. We're probably looking at this coming down to this 129 area, so we'll keep an eye on it. Zyme is moving. It is starting to move back up. That's what we wanted to see. So we're actually going to try and open up a Zyme trade as well, I think. We'll probably... It's kind of tough to say exactly where to aim for, but I'm thinking probably $1.30. So we'll go 130. I'm going to go for 145 right at that resistance area, and we'll go for a 125 stop. 125. I mean, we could see a dip further, but I really don't think we should risk more than that 5 cents. If you happen to get in a little higher, you can move your stop up. Dash is still dropping. FRGT's not doing much. GNS bounces down to that 136 area, so maybe you got an even better entry. I got a slightly better entry, nothing fantastic though. PBLA is not doing anything, NER's not really doing anything, so we're really just watching GNS, Zyme, and TSHA, maybe FRGT as well. So GNS back to 140. I'll be looking to take a little bit of profit here. 142 at 138. So 142 to start is not going to be the worst thing in the world. We got Zine bouncing off that 132 area. We're struggling to break resistance here, so if we do come back down, we're looking for 130 or better. GNS back down. Ooh, tough luck. Right to stop there. So I gotta say we stopped out of GNS. I don't think that necessarily shows that this stock is dead. I think more or less we just had maybe a stop just a little bit too tight. I could have even moved it down because I got a better entry. I didn't even think of it. So I'm thinking it might be an okay thing to retry with a lower stop, but not like crazy low. Let's look at this on the 5-minute scale for a minute here. Yeah, realistically, I'm thinking like $1.30 would be great, but I don't think we're going to get that. So you might just have to try to jump back in on GNS. We'll go GNS, I don't know, 136. We'll go 145 again. Let's go 160. 160 was good. And then we'll go 132. Yeah, I mean, 132 is probably the best you're going to get. I wouldn't put it lower unless you got lower for an entry, but I also wouldn't be trying to jump in anything lower than like that 135 area. If it starts dropping further, it's probably best to just leave it. So okay, Zine's doing pretty good here, 136. So if you jumped in there at 132, make sure you trim a little bit here. So we're going to go ahead and say that. I'm going to say trimming design 136. 2-minute 200 EMA at 135. Nice. GNS pumps up hard here, 147, so make sure you're trimming that. GNS. So it was just a matter of time with GNS. Trimming again. Just trying to make sure I get all my stuff in here. I'm going to say trim again. Trimming GNS again here. 157. That's good. Happy about that. Huge pump. We're almost at that 160 mark already. Zine's back down. So we did take a little bit of profit there, 138. Around 138. GNS is going really well here. We almost hit that 160 goal. TSHA is, in fact, looking like it might bounce here, but this looks like it could potentially be a dead cat bounce as we are seeing a lot of selling pressure on the top side here. We are seeing a lot of buying pressure on the bottom side as well. Looks a little indecisive. We are already bearish, and we are moving back towards bullish, so I kind of like that. I think there's going to be an area to try and take. It's probably going to be here, so I guess we'll give TSHA a shot here. So 150. If you can get better than 150, go for it. Looks like there's a little bit of opportunity for that. I wouldn't be getting in any lower than 142. I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to try for that $1.75 area, and we're going to go with a $1.45 stop. So wherever you get in, you're going to give it about 5 cents for a stop. TSHA. So we're up at 154 here. So with being at 154, if you took that dip down to, well, 145 would be 154, you'd be looking really good. So I'm going to go ahead and trimming TSHA, $1.55. But yeah, even if you got a little bit higher than that, like I got what did I get? 140, 148. Yeah, even at 148, 155 is still looking pretty good. Okay. GNS back down quite dramatically here. We could be looking for re-entry around the 136 area, so I'm actually going to go ahead and say we're going to pick up some more shares. GNS 136. We're going to go, again, 160, and then we'll go for that 132 stop since it seems to be holding so far. Adding more shares. TSHA back down. All right, so it's back down to that $1.40 area. So if you got into TSHA, 145 to 148 or 150, you're looking to probably not hold past this point. We had a nice little pump there, but we haven't broken a new low. We could re-enter if we need to. It's kind of in a really touchy area here. I think I'm going to go and pick up more TSHA shares here, 140. We're going to go 140. We'll go 165 maybe for a PT and a 135 stop because we can't really afford to give it more than a couple cents. You could even move that up if you want to. I really, honestly, we just don't want to see it break a new low. So anything probably, as long as we don't cross this area here, we're fine. That orange area. Okay, so 145, we're looking to take a little bit of profit because that'll be our 1-to-1. TSHA. We're touching that right now, so make sure you trim a little bit there. Running TSHA 145. Got GNS here, still holding pretty relatively well here. If you did re-enter GNS, you probably got like 138 or maybe 139, something like that. So you're looking probably about 5 cents for profit. So 145 is probably good. We could say a trim there. GNS 145. I'm gonna go with a little bit of a heavier trim on this because we are still seeing a lot of selling pressure up here. We could see it bounce pretty easily, but I don't want to risk too much on this. So I want to make sure we're getting at least break even if it comes back down from here. Okay. TSHA is at that 145 area still. FRGT is not doing anything. PVLA is not doing anything. We got NEAR not doing anything. Do we have anything else popping up? Let's see. Zion, TSHA, FRGT, GNS, VDO. We could try VDO. This was something that popped up pre-market, but it didn't have a lot of volume, so yeah, that still doesn't honestly look very good. We got ELOX, B-Cell, TSAT. TSAT doesn't look like terrible, but there's really not a lot of data to go off of, so probably not. PFIE, nope. That's still ASTL? Yeah, that's what I was looking at, ASTL. Eton doesn't look terrible either, but again, not a lot of data to go off of here. I think we're probably good with what we got. Breaking through on TSHA, so we're looking for about 150 for that next price target. GNS at breaking 147 here, not bad. We're probably looking at, same, probably about 140, 149, 148 for that next PT. I know it's relatively close, but Zion's back down a little bit, so we did make it all the way up to 138 on Zion. It is back down to that 130 area. We could pick up more shares here. Is it worth it? I'm not really sure. Our range isn't great on this. TSHA blows through that. We're 157 here. Make sure you trim. TSHA 162. Wow, we are up high. We might even be halted at this point. Looks like a halt to me. There's my halt scanner. Yeah, TSHA is halted. Oh, V6 halted as well. We could take a look at V6. This could be something. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Let's just close that out. Press the wrong button there. Okay. We got a little bit of data to work with here. We could see resistance right here. Not expecting it to go that low, but we'll see. If we pop up, we might hit resistance around that 436 area, so we'll keep an eye on this. This halted, VSIG halted at 638, and it is 642, so we got 1 minute left on the VSIG halt, and then we've got PNAC here just halted as well. We'll keep that open. We'll just open up a new tab for PNAC. That one halted down though, and it's also not really a price range I like, so likely not going to touch that. PBLA is not being terrible though. FRGT is kind of making its move as well. Dash is definitely halted. We got 145 here. So we hit that 149 area on GNS, which is great. And now we have moved back down. So not terrible for GNS. If we come back down to those 138 level, might not be a terrible place to pick up some more shares. So just keep that in mind. FRGT, we are rejecting off VWAP right now, so we could see it back down to 170 or 72 cents here, or we might see it back down to 69 or 67. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. FRGT haven't really touched yet. VSIG should be unhalting anytime now, as long as it's a 5-minute halt. GNS 143, TSHA 162, I got Zion 129. 129, I think that's the lowest it's been so far, so maybe Zion's a good thing to not touch again. If you're still holding shares, you might be able to get out around break even. Maybe a little bit worse right now, but with the remaining shares anyway. Otherwise, it's kind of risky breaking down even a little bit because you never know what's going to happen with something like this. We could see it back down to about 123 support. If we do break down to 123, I might take another chance. GNS, nice bounce so far, right off that 140 zone on the 200. VSIG still halted, and it is 644, and the halt was 638, so assuming my math isn't off, this should be a 10-minute halt then. GNS back down. FRGT, yeah, so we've broken down a little bit further than that 72 cent area. I'm thinking maybe, yeah, it could keep coming down, so I'm thinking maybe 69. We might take a chance. 69, 68, we might be able to give it a 67 stop. It's not a lot of room, but it might work. So TSHA was a 641 halt. It is now 645, so we should have maybe a minute left on this halt. GNS, we could pick up more shares. We do look like we're holding here. There's a very bullish close on that last candle, so let's go ahead and pick up some more GNS, I guess, around 140. Gonna go for that 160. And we'll go for a 130. Yeah, we could get wicked out again, but I think we have to go for that 135 stop. I don't think we can really afford to have a lower stop here. So again, picking up some more shares of GNS. Around that 140 zone. FRGT falls to that 69 cent area. We might tap 68. I do think it's probably going to stop somewhere around here and turn back around. So I kind of want to go FRGT. Yeah, maybe 67 if we can tap 67. We'll go for 75 and we'll give it a 65, 2 cents. That brings us right down. Yeah, you know what? I can't say I want to give it 3 cents. So we're going to have to stick with the 65 stop, which is not the worst in the world, but I would have really preferred to get 64. But I also feel like we kind of need to jump on this. Okay. TSHA opens up. It is halted again at 177. I even knew it was unhalting in a minute and decided to look away. We're at 66 here on FRGT, so I'm going to go ahead and take an entry. This actually works out better for me given what I wanted to see. So at 66, we can move this down to 64 for a stop. Is it going to save us? It might. It might not. I'm going to say took entry on FRGT 0.66, SL 0.64. Now, maybe we stop here right at the bottom of market, since market open, and we'll see if it holds there. If it doesn't, we might have to just let it go for now. FRGT has dropped quite a bit lower. Yeah, we might get wicked out, and we might see a clean bounce off 136 though, so. Design's still holding out 129, 130 area, but we're not going anywhere with it. PBLA is not doing anything. VSIG still halted, so the VSIG halt is 638, so 648. Which is right now, we should see an unhalt. Back up to 67, almost 68 on FRGT. Gonna take profit. Trimming FRGT, 0.68. Just don't want to look away from this on this chart. Come on. There it is. All right, jumping on. Very risky. VSIG. 430, I guess. We're gonna go for 480. On a 410 stop, so we'll give it 20 cents, which is kind of huge, but we kind of need that room. Gonna trim some. Trimming some VSIG. 450-ish, somewhere around that 450 zone. We hit it a couple times. Whatever you can get. I'm not holding this a long time. I'm just here for a good time. I missed out on a couple cents there, but that's okay. RGT is still kind of holding that area. So you've seen it bounce up to that 60. We actually saw it hit 69. Huh. I could have trimmed at 69. Dash is still halted. We got GNS still looking like it probably will bounce here, which is good. I mean, I'm still scared about getting wicked out. We saw that we got wicked out last time. We had to stop at 135, but guess we'll just wait and see. VSIG could bounce off this VWAP line as well. I'm not expecting it to hold too much this high because we don't have a lot of volume above this level in the pre-market, so kind of expecting a sell-off here. That's why I said I wasn't going to hold on to too much of it. Just going to go for a quick trim, and then we'll see what happens with the rest. FRGT hit 65s, come back down. Will we get break-even on this? I might get a little bit better than break-even on it if we stop out here. Looks like did we stop out there? Below 64.15. It's very, very close. Guess I can, oh, I think I just moved that line, hang on. There we go, now we stopped out on it for sure. So as far as FRGT goes, I think we made 1 cent on it, which is actually probably fine because our account is still small because it's, I know we're like midway through the month, but I've only had like 2 trading days this month so far because I was on vacation, so we'll just leave that be. It's tough to say that I want to leave it alone though, because yeah, right on the 15, we're right on the 200, and that's a really good spot to be in. So I'm gonna jump back in FRGT, give it one more shot here. 62 cents, gonna go for 70 cents, and a 60 cent stop. We've already hit 60 cents, so there is a decent chance here we get wicked out, but if we're patient, we might even get better than 62 cents. Yeah, we're already at 61 cents here, so I'm gonna go FRGT. $0.61. So we're gonna move this down to 59 flat. As close to flat as we can make it. Took entry 61. SL 59. We're at 62. Once we hit 63, I'm trimming. I'm just gonna say trimming FRGT, 0.63. GNS, looks like it should have stopped us out. It didn't stop me out though yet. We did touch it. We did touch 135. We just touched it. I think we just touched it again. I'll have to watch this closely. I don't know why it didn't stop me out there. I think it's this $1 price range. When I touch the stop, sometimes it just doesn't trigger. FRGT got real close to 63 there. 62.80. Oh well, we'll see. So Tasha opened up 181, fell back down. Hopefully you got a trim out on Tasha, because that was looking really good. I got my fill on my limit order, however, or my my stop sell. It wasn't a great one though. I got 174 off it. Where's that? Well, I guess that's not too bad. To go up to quite a bit higher though. Nope, GNS gonna stop us out for sure. Okay, so with GNS, we touched the same low. We could still see that bounce. We still have some shares from 132. So we can put that back. I just don't want to confuse it with too many stops. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I want to pick up more shares down here, though. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to throw all the profits away. FRGT still bouncing around. BBLA not doing anything. BSIG is unhalted. We saw that. Oh, we knew it was unhalted. It moved it back down to that VWAP area. It did stop us out at that 410 area for the rest of that trade. Is it worth picking some more up? Probably not. I'm not seeing a ton of buying pressure here, so we'll probably just let it do its thing. And besides that, yeah, we'll just keep looking. FRGT looks pretty primed to go. Tash just halted again. We got GNS. Yeah, did make its move back up. So we did get wicked out on it again. Kind of what I was afraid of. We still have a little bit left from that previous trade with the 132 stop. So we'll just kind of let this go for now. BSIG might come back up. PBLA we could probably close down. It's not doing anything. And as far as this goes, do we have any other... Let's see, maybe YVR. Let's take a look at YVR. No. ASNS. Oh, maybe. Half decent pre-market data, and it's been sitting pretty low today, though, since market open. I don't think we can go as high as 15-minute to get levels. Actually, it's not. It's pretty clean at 15, so... Just chart it out a little bit. Put one up here anyway. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep this one open. GNS back up to 144. Our GNS trim was 149, so we got a ways to go if we want to make more money on that runner. FRGT breaks through there, hits 65, 66. Make sure you take a trim somewhere around here. FRGT, 0.65-ish. You're doing pretty good on FRGT, considering it was a pretty touch-and-go kind of area to be watching for. GNS up pretty high here. Tasha's unhalted will tell us quite a bit here. Since we're halted at 156 here right on, or 157 right on support or right near it, so we'll see. We can get rid of a lot of these lines now. Yeah, we can keep the stop there because we still have a couple shares. I don't expect it to break down further than 140. If we touch like 140, 139, I think I'll probably, yeah, I might pick up more shares. But we will see. FRGT's not doing too bad here. Okay, when did Tasha halt? Tasha halted, well, it says unhalted at 6:52, so I'm assuming we got a rehalt 6:52 as well then. So we should be seeing this on halt relatively soon. But it was a downward halt, so it could be a while. Could be a 10-minute halt. There's Tasha's unhalt. So we didn't hold on that 156 support, but we are coming very close to that 140 zone, so we'll see what happens there. V6 slowly making its way back up. Yeah, Tasha's not really doing a whole lot here, but it does look like it's going to move back up. It's not really at a point I want to pick up more shares. I'm still kind of stuck on that 140 zone, so... GNS moved up to 147 zone, came back down to 141. Still not really looking to get more of this. Maybe if we drop back down to that 136 zone and I could have a 132 stop, I would consider it because it looks like we're building some support here at 133. Again, pretty tight stop given where we think it could come down to, but you know, not the worst thing in the world. Looks like we bounced off that 15060 level on NQ. It's moved back up to the 200. Dash is still falling a little bit more. We might see that 140 zone. GNS not doing a whole lot. And Zion still doing literally nothing. So really we're watching GNS, TSHA, and maybe FRGT. FRGT doesn't have a lot of volume. Doesn't have a lot of stuff going on at all really, but we'll just keep an eye on it, see what happens with it. We got quite a bit of profit out of it anyway, going from like 61 cents to 65 cents. I mean, you could have probably taken this up to 66 if you were really watching it, but most likely 65. Yeah, Dajo looks like he wants to bounce. These candles, oh, I just moved my stop. That was supposed to be 132. These candles are definitely showing buying pressure. So I'm curious to see if we'll tap that 140 zone for an entry. This is the point where we're looking to get in, right there. We've got all of our support's going to be right there in this area. If we start breaking down from there, we'll be bearish, but until then, I would still say we're bullish. I could be being stubborn. You could get it probably like a cent or two more than a $1.40 pretty easily, but I kind of want to wait it out and see if we can get that $1.40. GNS, I think, I don't know what to do about GNS. We kind of have to break through quite a bit higher here to get some more profit out of this on our runner, but I don't really feel like cutting it here because we have a pretty good stop level, so... Dasha moving 150 if our GT's back down. We've got VSIG back down. ASNS not doing a lot. We actually have HYRU. HRYU. don't like that in the slightest. Blen. I was gonna say the stock really never moves. Yeah, and we're coming into an area with lots of resistance, so I don't think I want to touch that one either. I think we'll probably leave this one for now. And I think that's all the new stuff. We got AUVI. This is one of my more favorite tickers. But it doesn't have a lot of volume today, so I kind of want to stay away from it. I mean, it's not bad. It's 1.7 million, but that's only half of its float, so the shares aren't exchanging hands fast enough for me to think I can make money off it. GNS back up. Yeah, we really need to break that 149 resistance if we're going to do anything with this. VC back down, AUVI not doing anything, and Q's breaking through 200 maybe? Selling pressure up here, but these last two candles very bullish on the 5-minute, so 15-minute also showing relatively bullish. Might have a small retracement. Dasha not doing anything. Tasha's still bouncing around from like 146 to 150. GNS kind of doing the same thing in the same area. Zai not doing anything. Looks like we're losing quite a bit of volume here. Tasha still has quite a bit, and GNS has a relatively decent amount of volume, so in that regard, we're not doing too bad, but the rest of these kind of suck right now, FRGT included. Finally broke a new high here, 154. I really don't think we're getting higher than this 181 anytime soon, but you never know. It could be wrong. Come on, GNS. Or Tasha. Let's make a breakthrough here. I don't know if it's going to mess things up if I start moving stuff around on my screen here, because I'm trying to find a good layout for my new screen. It's definitely a lot larger, so I can actually fit all my charts and my scanners and half of my chats here on one screen. Which is kind of nice. Anytime now, one of these stocks is going to do something and it's going to be great. I can feel it. It's going to be like Zion or something stupid that makes a move here. I would say if anybody's holding on to Zion, it's probably, I don't know, probably time to let it go. I don't see this really, I mean, like we've still got some decent relative volume, but it's not, the price action's not really there. Look at Zion, it is got 11 million volume with a 51 million float, so that's why we're not seeing a lot of movement on this. Only a fifth of the shares have changed hands here, so that's not necessarily the best thing in the world for us. Whereas you look at something like Tasha, which has 50 million volume and a 36 million float, so all shares have changed hands at least once. At least theoretically speaking. So something like this is more prone to moving. GNS, 15 million volume, 16 million flow, so we're pretty close to all shares changing hands. FRGT's moving back up a little bit. VSIG's breaking down. We can get rid of this because this is long gone now. AVI's not doing anything. Yeah, we did break through. We are still moving up on NQ. Oh, I think I have to update this to a newer version because this is going to be real old. Okay, come on. Indicators. Oh, I think I just added too many. No. Yep, it was just lagging out there. Cool. Yeah, Toro would have done okay at this. Would have missed a little bit of profit here, though. Tasha finally breaking up here. So if you got in, you were probably likely to get in anywhere from like 142 to 146. In any case, you should trim if you have. FRGT is not looking too terrible here. We reached back up to 65 cents. GNS is back down a little bit, and Zine is not doing anything. We actually moved Zine down on this list here by quite a bit because I think almost anything looks like it's moving more than Zine. And we saw a little bit more of a breakdown here to 127. Probably just remove this as well. 65, 66 here on FRGT. So still relatively low volume, but what did that say? Report strong Q2 earnings. That's great. That doesn't really move a stock now, though. We need a bankruptcy. $160 on Dasha, 162. .5% up on Port and Done. Way to go. Good stuff. GNS has taken a nasty fall back down. What do you say, Toro? You say nothing yet. I would think 136 is a pretty decent entry. Didn't quite get there. That was quite the recovery, though. Dasha back down a little bit. FRGT down a little bit. What was I looking at here? HRYU. 2 halts, 1 up, 1 down. So yeah. Looks about right. 159 Dasha, GNS. Yeah, I think we're just gonna sit on our hands for a little bit here, ride out the last little bit of shares on FRGT, and maybe pick up GNS at 136 if we can get it. Bands are coming in relatively tight here, so if we do see a big drop down to 136, it'll be a quick entry. Come on. Kind of wish I got in at 137 on that drop, but I was not nearly quick enough. Let's see, what are we sitting at today? Well, not bad. We're not bad today. Yeah, it looks like GNS is leaving without us. Damn it. FRGT's back down. So if you're still holding on to Dasha, it's still looking pretty decent. It looks like it might hold up this 156 support. I hope you took some profit on it around that anywhere between, 156 and 160. Or 162, whatever the high of it was. Hire's back down. Not Hiru. It's Her-you. Her-you. Yeah, let's just call it Her-you. Hanru? Hanru Holdings. Yeah, GNS back down a little bit. This is not going to give us what we want. That's for sure. That band's coming in too tight. I mean, it could make a move down, but I would assume that GNS is more likely to make a move up at this point. We've had a decent consolidation. 5 minutes says we could still hit that 136 zone. Oh, man. Do we get in on GNS? The 1 minute says yes, the 5 minutes says wait. Should probably trust the higher time frames, but I have a hard time doing that with pennies. FRGT made it up to 66, then took a nasty fall to 62. I feel like this GNS trade, if we get in, will probably be our last trade because we're getting fairly close to end of day here. And I don't think there's not going to be a really great re-entry on Tasha until probably back down to 143, 142. Which could happen relatively quickly, but if it happened quickly, I'm not sure I would want to touch it. You think I should stop? Yeah. There's not a lot of volume left in the market. We'll wait it out though. We'll give it a couple more minutes and see if a proper entry pops up, and if it does, maybe we'll take it. GNS was the closest to that. That 137 spot would have been the sweet spot to get in. Not even in like retrospect. I still think it's a good spot to get in, but I don't think it'll give it back to us. Big move on NQ up to the 15-minute 200. GNS not looking terrible here, but again, a little too high for my entry. Dash is stealing all of the alerts. Nothing new on the scanner. Got some big losers though. We got Mimo. Let's take a look at Mimo. That's not really a big lose. Well, you know what? That is a fairly big loser. If you're looking at the high of the market open, 26 cents down to the bottom of 21. That's a decent loss. Yeah, neither of these are in an area I want to take right now. I think we're likely not going to take any trade. What time is it? 7:16? Give it to 7:20. A couple more minutes. Tasha bouncing back up, and we got GNS taking a fall to 140 here. If you look at the 5 minute, I still think we could come back down to low 136 zone, or at least 137, 138. I did see 139 there. Dasha not doing anything. FRGT still bouncing around. A Mimo not doing anything. GNS not doing anything. I think I'm going to close out whatever Tasha I've got left. Just to make sure I clean up some shares before we get off. FRGT, I got a couple shares left. Kind of want to just hold these though, because I feel like it has a decent, even though we got really low volume, I think if there's a decent potential that this does make its move back up. So I'm going to hold on to a couple shares. And then GNS. Man, what do we do about GNS? I kind of want to hold on to GNS as well, because at least to get a cut at 148, 149 to cut this trade up at the top. I can't really see this falling past or down to 132, so I think I'll hold on to that as well. So yeah, we're just going to close out Tasha. Even with Tasha though, this looks like something that could move back up, and our stop is in a really good spot there, so can get rid of that. But I would like to move this up because I don't want it to break down any lower. So like 138 is probably a pretty good spot to have a stop. If you got into that higher entry, you're probably wanting to have like a 145 stop. But if you have a 145 stop, you're above the VWAP by, you know, a fair bit. So do expect to get stopped out on that. So in that case, you might want to just take the profit. And then we've got GNS. Now, I think I'm good with GNS. Now, I don't actually think I can show you guys. Hang on, let me see here. The way I have everything set up now, I don't think it's going to show. No, it's not going to show. Okay. Well, that's a little lame. That's okay, though. I can just take a screenshot of it and send it in the thing of the trade summary. Right there. Perfect. How much are we up on the portfolio today? Where is that? There's the money board. We're up 15.5% today. I'm holding, we're holding for a win rate. An 83%. 83% win rate. Closed out Tasha. I'm holding GNS and FRGT for a bit to see what happens with those two. Okay. And that's the gains for today. Took a 2.2% loss, a 3.6% loss, and the rest of them were, you know, relatively small gains, other than Tasha, which ended up paying off pretty big the first time around. GNS wasn't bad at 12%, but I was kind of hoping this last Tasha trade was going to work out a little bit better, but we just didn't get the momentum we're looking for yet. I think it could still happen. I'm out of it, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. FRGT, probably a good chance that goes back up. And GNS, I got the same kind of feeling with this one. Could be wrong on both. Who knows? Guess we'll find out. But holding on to those two for now. Paste it onto the... Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I could do that, can't I? Yep, I can do that. There we go. That's one way to do it. I mean, I guess it's just better if I put in alerts anyway. And it just goes to everyone. But, yeah, other than that, guys, yeah, I know, the money board, it's not going on the stream because, I can't stream. Prior to this, I was streaming the full screen. I had one screen just for charts. But because I have a 55-inch screen, I can fit almost everything I need on the one screen. So now it's basically just streaming the TradingView overlay, and then I have overlays on top of it for the for the scanner and stuff, but yeah, it won't show. No, I still have the tabs. Are the tabs not showing on it? Oh, they're not. I guess I have it. It's because when I scale the trading view screen up and down here, I'll show you. If I move it down, there we go. Yeah, now it's the proper size. Now you can see the tabs. So I still use the tabs. I also have a different trading view open as well, so that I can watch other charts too at the same time, because I have that much room on the screen. So it's yeah, it's a little bit getting used to and hard to set up because of the change in how I'm doing things. But other than that, it'll be fine. And the reason there's no webcam today is because the screen sits like 2 feet above my head. All of my screens do now, so there's not really a place to put the webcam. So I ordered a webcam mount thing. I think it comes tonight, so I might have it set up for tomorrow. It might not, depending when I get it. But yeah, for the as far as the trade tracker goes, I think the link should still work. I have the link somewhere. If I put in plus here's the tracker link, that should. Oh, I think it only works with a picture, maybe. Oh well, we'll try that tomorrow. Anyways, I do have the tracker link, so you guys can look at that yourself if you want. Otherwise, I'll just post the stats for the day at the end of each day in the room or whatever, and then you guys can look at it like that until I find a better way of doing it. Posting it on the chart's not a terrible idea, but could get annoying with all of them being on there. Anyways, guys, I'm going to hop off. Enjoy the rest of your train. Looks like GNS is going for its run that we were hoping for here, and nothing from FRGT. But yeah, GNS is on the move, so keep an eye on that. Oh, there we go. Wow, that was really delayed that popped up. But if you click on that embed at the bottom, it should open up the trade tracker there for you. So if that doesn't work, I might have to get the link fixed. I've tried to manually send people the link, and they say it doesn't work. So not sure why it doesn't work, because it obviously works for me. But yeah, I'll try to figure that out as well. Anyways, guys, hopping off. Enjoy the rest of your morning, and I will see you guys tomorrow.